Hello everyone, and welcome back to an episode by BW2 to maybe our last Fortnite video. So, if you guys watched the end of season results video, I already kind of explained everything, but yeah, if you guys didn't watch it, basically, I've just, over these last few months, have, lost pretty much all interest in Fortnite. I've been losing it for quite a while now, actually, but I don't know, it's just the new map and everything. Chapter 2 map, I mean, it's almost 3 years old at this point, I believe, or 2 years old or so. Yeah, just something about it, I don't know, it just feels far more different than the Chapter 1 map, and I don't know, it just feels like, I miss, the cliffs and everything, and now it's just, I feel like it's just a giant field. So, yeah, but I don't know, there's just a lot of things, and, I feel like this just kind of repeating or something. Like this season, we have the new slipstream, so it's kind of just feels like season 9, but then also the cubes are back and cube monsters and stuff. It just kind of feels like season 6 mixed with season 9 this season. Yeah. So yeah, today is the second day of the season, chapter 2, season 8. Yeah, I just played one full game to get the victory, Umbrella, and the Team Rumble match to play with it, one game. But that's pretty much it, and the reason I'm making this video now is because how it is now, how my locker is now, is probably how it's gonna be. I don't plan on getting any more cosmetics anymore because I canceled Fortnite Crew. It's still giving me all the Fortnite Crew stuff from this month, but I think it's all done now, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This right here could be my last skin that I get. Yeah. And other than that, I haven't spent any money on the game since last Fortnite Crew, so yeah, that was pretty much last I spent. But yeah, and I mean, I just don't really play, and of course, as I was talking about, it's either because I'm at work doing another one of my hobbies, like drawing or riding my one wheel or whatever, or hanging out with my girlfriend or something else. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just don't usually feel the need or want to get on Fortnite anymore. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So basically what this video is going to be is me showing kind of my locker. I'm not going to go through and literally talk about every single thing I've ever got, because I started, of course, in Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 4, so over 3 years ago now. And I've gotten a lot since then because I have spent, I don't know how much, but probably at least a couple thousand on this game. Now I don't really like to admit it, but you know, I don't even know if it's that much quite, but yeah, quite a bit still. But basically I'm just gonna kind of go through slowly and show, that's kind of obnoxiously loud. I'm just gonna kind of go through and show everything in my locker, because you guys know I do the Fortnite end of season results videos where I show everything I got throughout each season, but this one's just kind of gonna show everything that I accomplished throughout my time on Fortnite, because I don't know, I might hop on and play every once in a great while. I'll still be posting on my I might still be posting on my photography Instagram page every once in a great while. I haven't posted on in a couple weeks now, but I did some photography with this skin, so I'll post him. But after him, I don't know what he'll be when I post again. But yeah, so getting right into it, so we'll just go over the career thing. So my account level is 2038. So yeah, so pretty high I think there. And of course these are all of my career legacies. They only started this in Chapter 2, so this is of course landing on the new island. So of course, yeah, as you can see, this is from October 15th, 2019. So that's just the start of Chapter 2, so that just shows you how long ago that is. Yeah, so I'm not going to go through all those, but as you can see, quite a bit of legacies from the 8 seasons, or 7 seasons that we've had in Chapter 2 so far, including the start of today, which I got all of these, all of these right here. But as you can see, it's been 71 days since I got my last one. So yeah. Yeah, and then wins, yes, I've never gotten an actual solo win just because I'm not amazing at the game, never have been. Yeah, I've gotten solo wins in certain LTMs, which some of them are pretty close to regular solos, but yeah, I've never just felt the need to sit down there and be kind of just sit around and play solo. I just find it really boring and whatnot. So I've never really played much solos, honestly. As you can see, matches played 517, that's a bit, but you'll see when I get onto other things, I've played a lot more matches and other things. So yeah, duos, for example, that's already double. But yeah, duo wins is 25, squad wins is 64, 2,500 matches played. You can see my eliminations and everything in each. And then LTM, 114 wins, and 1,600 matches played. I'm surprised. I thought I played a lot more LTMs than squads. I've played almost double the amount of squads, or about 1,000 more squads matches than LTMs. It's kind of surprising. But yeah, I don't know how much wins that is overall. I guess I can add it up real quick to see real quick. So 114 plus 64 plus 25 equals 203. So I have 203 overall wins. So that is that. So I don't think we have anything else to show over here. And also, as you can see, I didn't buy the battle pass, which I will say, I bought every battle pass since I started playing. I got my first job in Chapter 2 season, I believe it was Chapter 2, I believe it was late Chapter 2 season 1. But ever since then, I've actually just bought straight to tier 100 every single season. This is the first ever season I'm not buying the battle pass. Even in season 4, I started playing like midway through season 4, and I still bought the battle pass. I got to like tier 70 or 80 something, and I didn't quite unlock all the lights for carbide or whatever. But yeah, we'll see that. And also I didn't even get the secret skin last season, or Superman, I guess. It wasn't really a secret skin. This is the first ever like secret skin we've had since Chapter 2 Season 1, so like literally in over 2 years, because the last one was, I can't even remember her name. She was the girl, you know. She was the last like actually secret storyline related skin, because other than that it's just been collabs and stuff. And that's another thing that kind of threw me off, is like I like the collabs, and like I like being able to play as like cool Marvel characters and whatnot, but at a certain point, like this, like ever since Chapter 2 Season 2, like it's just been off the rails with the collabs, and it's just like I got kind of tired of the secret skins always being a collab, because like I don't mind collabs at all, but as long as they're like maybe 1 or 2 in the battle pass and then like all in the item shop. But I mean, when it's always the secret skin and it's not even a secret, it reveals it at the beginning of the season, unlike this season, which isn't that fun. But also, like, the past few battle passes have had like 2 or 3 of the skins as secret skins, and it's just like I feel like the battle pass should be unique storyline related skins, I think. Yeah, and even this season, like it's all good. They're all unique skins, but then tier 100 is Carnage. So it's like, I mean, there's only one collab, but like, did he really have to be tier 100? Like, I think it should have been. Whoops. I think it should have been this one. Because I will say she's actually pretty cool, but yeah. So I guess getting into it with these skins. So yeah, as you can see, these are all of my skins. I don't know how much I have total. I haven't added them up in a while. Last time I did, I believe I had 200 or 300 something. But yeah, I'm not gonna like go through and click on all of them. Just gonna kind of slowly go through them, and I'll go over the ones that I actually like really want to. So also I did get most of like the packs and bundles and whatnot. Like pretty much since they started making them in like season 4 or 5, all the way to a season or 2 ago. I recently stopped getting them, of course. Yeah, and I also got all the starter packs. I believe Dizzy's the newest one, so I currently have every single starter pack except for Rogue Agent. But of course now I don't plan to be buying those anymore, so that will be my last one. Yeah. But overall, I don't think anything much to go over here. I guess we can go over, we'll specifically go over like the tier 100 skins and the secret skins. So I guess the first one that comes up on our list here is Chapter 2 Season 3, the secret skin. Air quotes with my fingers, is Aquaman there. So then going over some more here, more skins that I got. Another secret skin here, Namor Jr. from Chapter 2, Season 6. And then, yeah, more of them. And then, of course, Deadpool was a secret skin from Chapter 2, Season 2. And then here we have all of, like, the Marvel skins and whatnot. Yeah. And I would go over, like, the Fortnite crew skins, too, but there's not, like, a ton of them so far. I mean, I guess there's a bit, but, yeah. Yeah, and then the next one was Wolverine, I believe. So, yeah, so Wolverine secret skin from Chapter 2, Season 4. But yeah, and then this skin, of course, was actually like the first kind of free exclusive PC skin, I guess. It recently finally came to the shop, but it was like 3 months after it came out originally. Yeah, so this was actually the full bundle. It was like her backbling, harvesting tool, and a glider, I believe. Was actually free for PC players, so that was kind of nice. Finally got a free kind of skin pack for PC. So yeah. And then Mandalorian, I guess you could say, was technically tier 100. I know it's kind of Grogu, but also the Beskar armor. But yeah, full Beskar armor. So I guess he's kind of the first tier 100 skin we've come across so far. Or no, I guess there was Iron Man too. Let me go through and make sure I haven't skipped past any other tier 100 skins, because I forgot there were collab tier 100 skins. So yeah, so I forgot there's also another tier 100 skin right here, Tony Stark. He was tier 100 in Chapter 2, Season 4, of course. And then Mandalorian right there. So yeah, and then the Star Wars skins, of course, right there. And then another secret skin from Season 6, AIM, right there. Back when, like, I used to be hyped. I would wake up every day for Challenge Day on Thursdays. New season, I would play, like, all day. In the secret skins, I'd be absolutely so excited for, and I would just grind the challenges until I got them on that 7th week. Back when it was, like, the 7th week was the final week of challenges before you could get it. And now I used to be, like, so hyped, and now I'm just like, I don't care. So, yeah. So that's that. So I would go over tier 1 skins, but I don't really know if I remember like all the tier 1 and tier 100 skins, but tier 100 I believe I can remember off the top of my head. So yeah, so getting into the legendary skins now, we'll get into like the other tier 100 skins that weren't collabs necessarily. But yeah, Carbide wasn't tier 100, but he was my main skin for a while because he was like technically my first battle pass skin because he was tier 1 season 4. But yeah, played a lot of games with this dude. So yeah, another tier 100 skin right here, Dire, and of course, as I always say, all my skins, like the styles that they're on, aren't the max styles, they're just the styles that I like the best on them, so like, that's style for Dire, for example. So yeah, so not all of them might be max, I just keep them on the styles that I like best for them. So yeah, so another tier 100 right here, Eternal Night, definitely one of my favorite female skins in the game, because as you guys know, I've always liked, I've never liked, like most people just like female skins because they're basic and skinny and whatnot, but I just like skins if they're detailed and unique and whatnot, which often are the bigger skins or just more crazy skins, I guess. But yeah, this is definitely one of my more favorite female skins, I think. So yeah, like for example, like, a lot of people didn't like Zig last season, but he was like probably my favorite skin in the Battle Pass. Just for a more recent example. But yeah, so another 200 skin right here, Fusion. Pretty darn cool skin. He has like the kind of model of like a Save the World ninja. Where's some more tier 100 skins? Of course, there's my Chimera. Probably still the worst tier 100 skin in my opinion, Lux. Just kind of a basic female skin. Nothing going on really with her. She had 4 styles, and for this one you had to outlast like 25,000 opponents, just like with the Ice King, and that's just kind of ridiculous. I remember doing those challenges, and I still completed them by the end of the season that they were in, but it was a lot of grinding, and I mean, I played a lot more back then, because that was like the year after I graduated. I pretty much just had a year to do whatever I want there, and most of it was spent just playing Fortnite, because I really was not being social or anything, and I didn't have a job or anything, so I pretty much just, that's when I was really into Fortnite, and I just played Fortnite like 24/7 practically. But yeah, and I don't know what era that was really. I would say it was pretty much from like season 5 or 6 to, because I graduated, I believe, in season 6. And yeah, and so from season 6 to about season X or so, I pretty much just played all the time. But yeah, kind of glad I didn't, because I was talking to my girlfriend. I was saying like how much I used to play, and then now I realized, like, dang, I'm really not accomplishing anything here. I'm kind of just wasting away life. So yeah, yeah, so another 200 skin right here at Midas. As you guys know, this was the only kind of skin I kind of cosplayed as. Just a couple of my friends on the Discord back when I used to like talk in the Discord all the time, and I made some pretty good friends in there. I just kind of dressed up as this dude. So yeah, and I believe I can actually show it, just because if I forget to edit it in later. Let me see if I search up Midas. There we go. So yeah, so if you haven't seen that picture before, there's me as Midas there. So yeah, and I just edited on the guns and the tattoos and everything, and my little golden eye there. Yeah, so that's that if you haven't seen that yet. Yeah, so anyway, moving on. I believe we might have been skipping over some secret skins too here. Oh yeah, Enforcer, secret skin from season 5. A lot of people don't like him. I've actually always been a pretty big fan of him. The only thing I don't really like is how his pants are just kind of black, like pants, you know. Yeah, we gotta go over the secret skins too. So that's another secret skin right there. What's some more? I don't think we've skipped over any so far. Okay. But yeah, another secret skin right here is Predator. Back when they started getting into all the collab secret skins. My first ever tier 100 skin, of course, from season 5, Ragnarok. I've always been a huge fan of him, and also just nostalgia because he's my first ever tier 100 skin. And yeah, still really like him. And yeah, I just remember I got him and I just started really grinding so I could get the helmet and everything. Because back then it took quite a bit of grinding, and yeah, and that's back when you had to do it like in that season, and if you didn't unlock those styles, you just didn't unlock them. They still do that now, but it's just like, I mean, they still do it now, but it's just more like that, because tier 100 skins and whatnot they aren't really like progressive. They have like other styles, but that you have to unlock by the end of the season for the most part, but they're not really progressive anymore. Like, they don't have more styles that are progressive by outliving opponents or getting a certain amount of XP or a certain level or whatever. They don't really do that anymore, but back then, like, you had to do it by the end of the season. So yeah, it's a lot more of an accomplishment, I feel like. Yeah, so moving on, another secret skin right here, Ruin. Pretty darn cool, and that's kind of when they started revealing him a little bit early, because they actually kind of revealed a picture of him like a week before on Twitter, I believe, if I remember correctly. But now, I mean, the past 2 years, they just revealed him at the beginning of the season. They're just like, oh yeah, here he is, but you can't have him until 2 months later. So yeah, another secret skin, Singularity. I did not like at first, but I just thought she was super basic and whatnot. But I don't know, she's grown on me quite a bit over time. Still don't like absolutely love her, but still pretty cool. And she is involved with like one of my favorite events, the mech versus monster battle. And yeah, she had like the different styles for like different skins and whatnot, and the helmet and whatnot there. Another secret skin right next to her, the one I was talking about earlier, Serana. Up until this season, this is the last time we actually had a secret skin, and one that's involved with the storyline. Right there, and it was a really basic, kind of disappointing one, and we haven't had one since. So yeah, and I'm assuming this one's gonna have something to do with the storyline, but if not, at least it's a secret. So yeah, another 200 skin right here from Chapter 2, Season 6, Spider Assassin, very detailed, and also probably one of my favorite female skins. So yeah, and then the Ice King was my favorite skin for a while. Yeah, absolutely loved him. Still do quite a bit. And yeah, I just know him especially from like jail builds on Fortnite or on Save the World now. But yeah, I remember I was really trying to get him, and I actually like the default style the best. But I remember he was another one where you had to get this style, you had to outlast 25,000 opponents. I still did, but I've never really used those styles. Just a few games, I believe. Superhero skin, I guess you can talk about like when they started making a couple super customizable skins, and that's my superhero. Another secret skin came out, also Season 7. I think this is one of the better secret skins. I was really hyped for him. Not at first when I first saw him, like I thought he was really detailed and realistic looking, but once I saw like this style, I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I remember when there's like all these like elemental kings and whatnot, and I thought they were going to go somewhere with it, but they never really did. And there's like a table with like 7 different ones of them or something like that. And there's the Ice King, and this guy's like the Fire King, but they never went anywhere else. I thought there was going to be like other elemental kings, like an Earth King and a Water King or something, but I guess not. But who knows, maybe they'll go back to it, because also like there's also the 7, which even now they still have not revealed the rest of them. They've still only revealed 4 of them, so they still have 3 more to go, and the first one was revealed all the way back in Season 4. So yeah, so not sure when they're gonna finally do that, because also like the Foundation, they revealed him in the what season was that? Chapter 2, Season 6. And then he was stuck in the ball for a season, and then got blown out, and then fell into the ocean, and then now with the trailer for this season, they revealed that he's still sitting at the bottom of the ocean, but he's finally awoken. So maybe he'll become an obtainable skin at some point here. Not sure, but hopefully eventually, I guess. I won't really care, but yeah. So next up is another secret skin, the Prisoner, or I mean the Scientist, or I guess we can talk about the Prisoner a little bit more. So yeah, so he did come like still in ice, very detailed and realistic, as I was saying, and then that. These styles kind of look silly, I think, but then this one's pretty darn cool. Kind of looks like Darkseid a little bit. But yeah, and then the next one is the Scientist, one of the other of the 7, and I remember when this got revealed, Season X was when they just like redid Battle Pass skins, so everybody thought this was just like a new version of the Scientist, or I mean, the Visitor, but he is actually another version of, or another member of the 7, but yeah, so far these are the only 2 I have, because I didn't get the Paradigm, and I probably won't get the Foundation, but yeah, pretty darn cool there, and of course they do have like the different colors and customizable faces and stuff, and yeah, and then of course the Visitor, pretty special to me because he was the first ever secret skin I got, of course, back in Season 4. I don't know how I accomplished to get him, but I believe the only challenge I didn't get done in Season 4, even though I only played for like the last half, was like destroy toilets or something in Flush Factory. It was some Flush Factory challenge. I believe it was actually eliminations in Flush Factory, because it was after that week came out, and then nobody went there, so it didn't really matter. So yeah, but that's the the Visitor, and yeah, customizable faces. I'm sure the Foundation will too. But yeah, and then the Tier 100 skin from Season X, right here, Ultima Knight. I like him quite a bit. And then Tier 100 from Season 9, still my favorite skin ever since then. This is my favorite skin right here, Vendetta. Lots of styles and stuff, but this is my favorite with the neon blue, dark gray in Stage 5. Yeah, he's a lot of people don't like this Tier 100 skin. He's just kind of basic, I guess. But yeah, this is one of the basic skins that I really like, and yeah, I've actually drawn him too. The only like Fortnite drawing I've ever done. But yeah, I'm not sure if I actually have that on my PC here in my Fortnite memes thing. Since it's not really a meme. No, I just have a small picture of his face. Yeah, I don't have the picture of the drawing on my picture here, or in my pictures here. I assume if I did, I would have it in here, and it would be named Vendetta something. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's my favorite skin right there. I thought something would replace him. There's been some that like kind of close, but yeah, he's been my first skin since Season 9, so like 2.5 years now or so. Yeah, so that's Vendetta. I guess wild card, I can talk about him because like probably my most hyped up thing was like I remember how insanely hyped I was for the getaway event and getting the wins and everything, and that's when I got a lot of LTM wins back when it was kind of easy to just camp out and get wins. And yeah, I remember I played that a lot, and I unlocked it was like the first thing that had like challenges for rewards and stuff for an LTM, and yeah, I was just really into that, so I would talk about that a little bit more. Let's see here. Bonehead, kind of close to Vendetta. A lot of people don't like him, but I like him. I guess Cobalt, I don't talk about starter packs, but he's always been my favorite starter pack. You know, again, a lot of people don't like him, but he's always been my favorite starter pack. And he came out in Season 7, so it's been quite a while. Yeah, I believe that's all. So, I believe there's other Tier 100 skins, because of course not all of the not all the Tier 100 skins are legendary, but I believe for the most part that's like all the Tier 100 skins and secret skins. But there might be somewhere elsewhere that were different rarity. Because they used to always be legendary, but now they can be like some series or epic or whatever, so you just never know. So I'll keep a lookout, but yeah. So just going over other skins, DJ Yonder, I remember a lot of great memories with him because that's when I first saw him, I absolutely loved him. He was my favorite skin for a while. Yeah. So there's that. Eco, probably my favorite ever concept skin that made it into the game. He's just like the physical embodiment of the Chapter 1 map. Kind of as it was in like Season X, I guess, which Season X was not that great of a memory, but, you know. Yeah. So yeah, so just more skins that I'm kind of just going to go through because these aren't like Tier 100 or secret skins. You can kind of just see Mecha Team Leader. I like him because I love stuff that really just embodies Fortnite, and he was also like from one of my favorite events. Yeah. I think most of these skins you just kind of go through. Oh, here's one right here. Believe it or not, this is a Tier 100 skin from last season. Rick Sanchez, and that's what I was talking about. Like, when Tier 100 skins are this, I mean, I guess if you love Rick and Morty, then cool. I've never watched it. It's really not my thing. But yeah, so I was pretty disappointed that this was the Tier 100 skin last season, for example. But yeah, so that's that. Skull Trooper, I remember when he first came back, and I was really hyped, and I got him and completed the challenges for the Ghost Portal, which was leaked for a while, and I was so happy to finally get it. And yeah, and that was just a hype morning when he came back, because he was like the most hyped skin in Fortnite for a while. Yeah. Stage Slayer, I remember I got because like his back bling I was just absolutely loved. Yeah, most of these are just like the rest of kind of the skins that I got, whether they were from the shop or Battle Pass or bundles or starter packs or whatever. My first ever skin, you gotta talk about this guy right here. This is my first ever skin because he was the starter pack in Season 4, and that was like the first time I ever spent money on the game, and I was just like, oh, it's only $5. And little did I know I'd end up spending hundreds. But yeah, so Wingman, a lot of games played with him. Because, yeah, he was my first game, or my first skin, so I pretty much played with him non-stop until I got, like, Carbide, so, yeah. Yeah, probably my favorite female skin right here, Breakpoint, really like her. Yeah. Fish Stick, a lot of great memories with him. Just funny moments with my little brother and whatnot. Yeah. Also Jelly, because him running around jiggly. I remember like completing challenges and creative maps, and me and my little brother were just like laughing because I was doing like the bounce whatever emotes, and he's all jiggly and stuff. Yeah. And I guess my old team leader is also pretty special to me because it was like right after Save the World started kind of shutting down. I mean, it's still not shut down, but pretty much ever since they killed off Save the World practically. And I used to, of course, be very into Save the World. I was like involved in the community a lot more and just played it like all the time, and pretty much practically stopped playing Battle Royale because I was just playing Save the World. I still completed everything on Battle Royale, like all the challenges and stuff, but I was pretty much just playing Save the World. And yeah, so when we got this, I was just like pretty hyped because I was just like, wow, they're actually making Save the World skins. And yeah, I believe this season they're actually coming out with a Lars skin, but other than that, I mean, they've made other Save the World skins, as you can see, but yeah. Monks, a lot of memories on with during that Save the World era, but yeah, and one of my friends from the Save the World Discord actually sent that to me, and that was one of the first and only gifts I've ever received on here. So yeah, let's see here. I don't think there's much else to talk about. I guess this guy too is kind of cool because his license plate's got like Twine Peaks, Canny Valley, Plankerton, Stonewood. It's pretty darn cool. Why does this guy's icon look so far back? He looks like he's standing further back than everyone else. The Apple thing, they actually, just a couple days ago, they actually just revealed that they lost the lawsuit, which I think is kind of dumb, because I truly believe Apple is in the wrong for this, so I'm kind of surprised that they lost the lawsuit, but now Apple can continue charging people even more for apps and whatnot, and getting half the money from it or whatever. Yeah, so cool that we have the skin, but I still think it's dumb that they lost it, because they weren't just making it like better for Fortnite players, they're making it better for just anybody who uses apps practically. So yeah, I guess we can talk about like one of the first ever free skins. They used to never do free skins, but there's a couple now that were like through challenges, and the reason that's so important because that was like when there used to be no free skins, so it'd actually be like legit defaults running around, people that didn't have skins or just weren't that good or whatever, and now those don't exist because, I mean, pretty much everybody has at least one skin. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's really much else to talk about in skins. Yeah. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for skins. I believe I talked about everything that I really wanted to, like all the Tier 100 and secret skins and stuff that I unlocked. Because I've unlocked every single secret skin and Tier 100 skin, or every single Tier 100 skin from Season 5 to Chapter 2 Season 6, and every secret skin from Season 4 to Chapter 2 Season 5, I believe. Yeah, so that's it. So mainly we're just going to talk about that because, like, skins I can remember, but Backlinks, like, I'm not going to remember the Tier 100 Backlinks and whatever. So yeah, so Backlinks we're just going to kind of go through real quick. So, yeah, you can just see the Backlinks here. I don't think there's really much that I super want to talk about through the Backlinks. Because you can say, like, one of the most universal ones right here. You can use that on, like, any skin. And so I was pretty happy to get that, as well as the Captain America shield. Grogu, of course, these also includes pets, so that's pretty darn cool. First ever backbling to like count your eliminations, that was pretty cool. So yeah, just kind of going through them. I remember this backbling I wore on Carbide because it's like my first legendary backbling, I believe. Yeah. Like, my combo in Season 4 was this and Carbide, pretty much. So, yeah. But yeah, and also just gave me this, because this last month of Fortnite Crew or whatever. And you can level it up by being in Fortnite Crew for more months, but of course I will never do that, because I'm done with Fortnite Crew. So, yeah. Just going through more backblings here. Don't think there's much else I want to talk about. I believe there's a few others that I kind of want to mention something about, but yeah. Ghost Portal I was just talking about earlier. This was hyped up forever, and I really wanted it, and everybody thought it was going to come with like this Stealth Shadow or whatever skin, and it ended up coming like with through a challenge pack with Skull Trooper. But yeah, so there's that. Backbling that I was talking about that came with can't remember, Stage Slayer, that I was really hyped about since I'm a percussionist and whatnot. I really wanted this backbling. And yeah, that was one of the first skins that I bought, not necessarily because I wanted the skin, but because of the back bling. And there's been a few skins like that where I might not want the skin, but the back bling's just that good. Since you've never been able to buy back blings separately, except for uncommon ones. But yeah. Some more and more back blings here. First birthday back bling right there. I believe the only cosmetic that I have that I've never used, not even in one game or anything, is this. Just because it was in the shop, I had like 200 V-Bucks a couple days ago or weeks ago or whatever. And I was just like, well, I'm not going to be buying anything anymore, so I'll just buy this. Why not? It's cute, and I like guff, so yeah, I got that. Still haven't used it. Yeah, I have that. So, but I just thought I'd mention that because I've literally like used every other one of my cosmetics in at least one game or one thing of Save the World or whatever, one mission. But yeah. Spectral Spine has always been like one of my favorite back blings. I believe my first ever back bling or whatever used this quite a bit too, just because it was towards the beginning of the Battle Pass at Season 4. But yeah, that might have been one of my first back blings there. But yeah, I believe that's pretty much it I want to go through with the back blings. So now on to harvesting tools here. So yeah, so again, just kind of going through them slowly here so you can kind of get a look at all of them. I don't, and again, I'm not sure if there's any that I really want to talk about too much. And I would go through and like show all my favorites of everything, but I don't want to like spend too much time because I do have like a select few favorite skins, back blings, harvesting tools, but yeah. But I don't think there's any that I super want to talk about. Minty, of course. I remember going to GameStop that morning at like 11 o'clock or something. And me and my little brother bought something because he had to buy something separately. And then I gave my mom some money and she bought something else for one of my other friends so I could get a code for my friend Blue Jay on Discord. So yeah, so we got 3 codes. And yeah, this was a very sought after item that winter. Because it sold out pretty quickly, it seemed, and yeah, but it's probably my most kind of exclusive thing, I guess, really, since I'm a PC player. There's not much exclusivity there, but yeah, it's not just because of that, but I actually do really like this harvesting tool, because I actually don't really like this is a recolor, but I don't really like the original one that much. But the colors on this one, I've always been a big fan of that minty look, the green, fire, and the purple. But yeah, I actually like the harvesting tool quite a bit, not just because of it's exclusive. Get first tier 100 harvesting tool there. So yeah. Tier 1, I remember this was like everybody's favorite harvesting tool for a while. Still definitely one of the best, I think. But yeah, Rift Edge definitely got a lot of use out of that one, I think. So yeah. This was one of my only refunded items back when I couldn't buy my own stuff, and I wanted more stuff, but my mommy wouldn't let me buy more V-Bucks. So I refunded this, and I bought it later back when once I actually had my own job, my own money, and yeah, I just bought it again. So yeah, so I just thought I'd talk about that because I believe I've only refunded 2 things in my whole life on here. Because usually when I buy stuff, I buy it because I know I want it. So yeah. Positron, used that quite a bit, of course. First ever dualies right here. Figured just mention that because after they introduced those, God, they did way too many dualies. Like, people got sick of them. It seems like now they're getting a lot more back into regular harvesting tools, which I've always just liked a little bit more. But yeah, probably favorite harvesting tool right here. Basic, but I love the Contrail and just like a nice scepter. I've always liked the harvesting tools where it's just like a staff or a scepter or something. But yeah. Use this one for quite a bit too. I like that one. Yeah. And then the final pickaxe on Save the World. I was pretty hyped when these actually came into Save the World, but at the time, this was like this one and the one under it were the only legendary harvesting tools in the game. But you could only use them on Save the World, of course, if you've unlocked them. So it didn't really count. And then they introduced them into Battle Royale, and we got them for free as long as you had them unlocked on Save the World, that version. But they're all uncommon now. So yeah. But good memories with these, because of course, Save the World. Yeah. A lot of use out of this one. Starter one from Save the World. Yeah. That's pretty much it there, so yeah. The only other like legendary one on Save the World was like this one. There's two versions of this one. One of them was like epic, and then it was legendary. And then he moved on to this one. Yeah, so that's it for the harvesting tools. So now on to gliders here. Yeah, you can just see all the gliders again as I showed them in the end of season results video. For some reason it gave me this one. I don't know why. I don't even have anything else from Superman set unlocked, so I can't even use this glider because I don't have Superman. So I don't know why it gave it to me, but yeah. But yeah, moving on to other gliders here. Again, not sure if there's any that I super want to talk about or anything. But yeah, Millennium Falcon, I was super hyped for when that came out. That was the first present that I picked, because it was one of the presents in when they gave away all that free stuff in Chapter 2, Season 1. I was really happy about that. My favorite glider right here. So much going on, but it's just great. It's so cool. And at the time, it was one of the only legendary gliders. There's only like 3. Now there's quite a few, but back then, not too many. Remember this glider, I completed all my challenges instantly to get, and then they said it was like glitched out and they couldn't grant it for like another week or so. And I was just like, man, I want my glider now. But yeah. Just remember about that. My first glider, or not my first glider, but one of my first ones, definitely my first really used one. Used that a lot. So yeah, so these are kind of just the rest of my gliders there. Yeah, I really don't think there's any others here that I super need to talk about or anything here. Except for the umbrellas, I will go through the umbrellas there. Because of course those are victory umbrellas, and I've gotten every single one, I believe, since Season 4. The only ones I don't have is Snowflake from Season 2 and Paper Parasol from Season 3. And I believe there was one last season for Ariana Grande's thing. I can't even remember, but there might have been. If so, then I don't have that one. But and I'm not talking about these two, because I got those two. But there's another one, I believe, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so umbrellas, I did get every other one besides those, so I will go through the umbrellas. So we got that one there, the 2 Ariana Grande ones. This is like the Fortnite crew exclusive one. Pretty much the same thing, just with more colors, I guess. Yeah, and then the Best Scar umbrella. Let's go with the Mandalorian Bounty Hunter game mode there. So yeah, I made a whole video on that because it was pretty intense but fun. And this one, I guess you could count as, because it's not an umbrella, but you hold on to it like one in a, yeah. But I always count as one. And then the custom umbrella, where you could customize it and whatnot throughout the season. That's how I made mine. But yeah, so that's my custom umbrella there. And I believe the rest of the umbrellas are all down here, or all the common ones. So yeah, so I guess starting with Season 4, we got Wet Paint. And then Season 5, Beach Umbrella. Season 6, Webrella. I remember I struggled a lot to get this one. I finally did. Eventually, and I was so happy. And everybody loved this one, but now I don't even really like it, to be honest. Yeah, and then Season 7, back when I used to play all the time with my friend Isaac, or Firelord. You guys might remember him from past Fortnite videos. I can't contact him on Discord or anything else. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, we used to play every day, like all the time. And I haven't talked to him at all. I don't have like any way to talk to him. In about 2 years or so. So yeah, I'm not sure. But I think he's only like 14 or something. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that was Season 7. I remember me and him getting that together. And yeah. Then Season 8, this is kind of when they started making more unique umbrellas. They used to just be kind of umbrellas. They would deploy the same way, sound the same way. But this one had a little carrot nose on the top. But then after that, they started giving them like either contrails or different deploys or different kind of overall looks or different sounds or whatever. And this was kind of the start of that with the Season 8 umbrella. The palm leaf, and I remember that was all new, so I really wanted that one. And then, yeah. But that was the first one that I really clutched up. The rest of my squad died, and I got the final solo kind of win. And I did that again for Season 9. So that's why these two umbrellas are also pretty darn special to me. Because I kind of solo squatted it for the last half of the game, practically. And clutched up for my squad. Which is usually like my little brother and Beanie or whatever. But, yeah. So then Season 9, right here, holographic. It's been my favorite umbrella since then, and one of my favorite gliders, probably after Hot Rod, or Hot Ride or whatever. But yeah, absolutely love that umbrella. And then in the same season, you also got One Shot. Very just plain in black. I eventually just gave up because I could not win the John Wick game mode, but eventually I just got lucky with some really good players, and yeah, we ended up winning it, and it was literally, I believe, 3 hours or so before the game mode went down. So yeah, I'm very lucky that I even got that one at all. Plain black, so it matches pretty much everything. There's like some scraping there, but that's about it. So yeah, so Season 9. Then you got Season X. This one people were very disappointed in, including me, but it was just this. No sound, pretty basic looking for the 10th season of Fortnite. But eventually they did add to it and gave it a purple and blue contrail, so there's a little something extra. But yeah. Then the first one of Chapter 2 right here, Downpour, kind of deploys like the basic regular umbrella, but it's got water that kind of sprays out the top and covers it, so pretty darn cool. And underneath it's like a whirlpool. So yeah, pretty cool there. So yeah, so then Chapter 2 Season 2, pretty extravagant right there, classified. And then Season 3, what season was that? Oh yeah, it was this one. One of my least favorites. This and wet paint and like the basic umbrella, and probably the Founder's umbrella are probably my least favorite ones. But yeah, it's just so uneven and small, and I don't know, I don't really like it. But yeah, so that's that. And then Season 4, or Chapter 2 Season 4, I don't know which one that was. Was it this one? No, that was Season 5. What was Season 4's? Oh, Season 4 was probably this one. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's pretty unique, but yeah, it's the Marvel umbrella, kind of themed after Galactus and everything. But yeah, so that was the Season 4 one, which kind of has a regular umbrella underneath, but on top it's like a big old shell thing. But yeah, so that was that. So then Season 5 was this one. Pretty darn cool there. And then after that was Chapter 2 Season 6, which I believe is this one. Yeah. Foundational umbrella. It's supposed to go along with the foundation, so it'll go good with like the rest of the 7, I believe. But especially the foundation, whenever you're able to unlock him as a skin. Yeah. So then after that, I believe this one came out the same season. Yeah. This was another umbrella that came out the same season from some game mode. I literally played like one game of it and just so happened to get a win. But yeah, so that's that. I've not really... This is one of my least used umbrellas, but yeah. Another thing I forgot to talk about is in Chapter 2 Season 1 there was actually 2 umbrellas. So yeah, so the other one was Downpour, but from defeating the Storm King in Battle Royale. You could also get this umbrella. Pretty darn cool umbrella. And, yeah, but that's the other one I forgot, because there were a few seasons where there's multiple to unlock, but for the most part it's usually just one, the one Victor umbrella, but sometimes there's more. So yeah, so that was Season 6, and then Season 7 is this one, Invasion, also one of my favorites. It's like a UFO and with a little abductor beam thing. But yeah, so that's that, and then the other one I just unlocked before this one, another purple one, but yeah. The Umbrella of the Last Reality. So yeah, so I actually just unlocked this before this video. I just figured I would, because why not? But yeah, this is this season's Victor Umbrella, Chapter 2, Season 8. But yeah, pretty darn cool. It's actually got like orange accents, and then the umbrella itself is like galaxy, and then you got Kevin the Cube in the center, which is pretty cool, and floating fragments, and the handle's literally like floating lightning and rocks and stuff. So yeah, so pretty nice umbrella, I will say, but I just favorited that because that. But then the other umbrellas that we didn't mention is, of course, the umbrella. You just get this whenever you get your first win. It's just the umbrella. And then the Founder's umbrella, so you get that if you have Save the World whenever you get your first win, as long as you have Save the World. But yeah, so those are the only ones that I actually really wanted to talk about as far as gliders go. So yeah, but then Contrails, we're just gonna kind of go through real quick. So yeah, so these are all of my Contrails that I got throughout my time on Fortnite. I don't think there's any that I really want to talk about. I guess like some of my favorite ones throughout the time have been like Lightning, Retro Sci-Fi, Runic I like quite a bit. Where are the other ones that I really liked? Can't remember. There were some other ones that I really liked, but yeah. Oh yeah, Swirls was my favorite for a while, before it went on to like Chroma Flame or something. But yeah, so those are some of my favorites. And then emotes here. Yeah, these are all my emotes. There's a ton. So probably going to go through these quite a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to identify all these just from the little icon, but yeah, these are all of my emotes. And of course there's some that I really like. But overall, just I don't think I'm really going to go through any of these in specific. Let's go on this one so we don't have that one repeating while I'm talking. But yeah, I remember when I got my first epic emote, and I was just like, got a first few, and I just kept them in my locker all the time because I was just like, oh, epic emotes. But as you can see, I have quite a few now. But yeah, he's just gonna stand there and do that over and over again. But yeah, so yeah, these are all emotes. Of course, some of them I've always used a ton, some of them I've barely used. But yeah, there's a select few in here that are kind of like my signature emotes that I've always done a lot since I got them. But yeah, like Orange Justice, one of my first ever emotes there. Rambunctious, my first emote. I guess we'll go over this one. Because this I bought with the 600 V-Bucks that you, or I believe 600 that you got from the starter pack, the Wingman starter pack. That was the thing I bought. So that was not only my first emote, but I believe the first ever thing I bought from the shop, actually. So I guess that emote's kind of significant here. But yeah, as I said, lots and lots of emotes. So yeah, believe that's finally all the emotes there. So emoticons, again, just gonna go through these. They're emoticons. They are what they are. One of my first ones right here. I use this one a lot. Back when I didn't have much emotes, so I'd use emoticons a lot more often than I do now. But yeah, that's one of my more used ones right there. Pretty big one right here, level 100. That was the only time I got to like level 100 when they actually like gave you rewards for getting to level 100. Because now, I mean, you can go past level 100 and just whatever. But back when level 100 was the top, and took a lot of grinding. I actually that's when I was working on my drawing that took me 2 weeks, and I would literally just in the background. That's when I used to play on my parents' PC upstairs before I got my own PC set up. And I would literally just have Team Rumble AFK, Team Rumble behind me, like I was just drawing, and I would just have that. So I was literally not only playing a lot in Season 9, but I was also just having it. I was also having it grind AFK while I was drawing and whatever else. So yeah, that's why that's a big accomplishment. Why it's always been my main banner icon and everything since I got it. Cause yeah, that took so much, not only playing but AFKing and whatnot to get. But it's also probably my favorite looking level 100 thing, because it's got the cool blue, my favorite color, cyan, of course, so it's kind of there, and yeah, metal kind of futuristic look. But yeah, so other than that, that's all the emoticons there. Sprays, just look through those real quick. Again, nothing too special about any of these. Yeah, I do have like these ones where you had to type in codes, and like each one you could get like 2 of them, and they're like exclusive in like Australia or something. But somebody on the Discord was posting them, and somehow I managed to get every single one. I can't remember what all of them were. There were like 6 or 8 total. But yeah, I did manage to get all of them, and those are probably some of my more exclusive sprays. But yeah, so here's the level 100 spray, of course, right there. So that one's pretty special. Yeah, but the ones I'm talking about that were like exclusive, they had to type in codes, like the ones that were like the George Rose ones, I think they're all by George Rose, but they're just like art pieces like that. But yeah. So I guess some other ones, or one other one that I kind of want to show, you can see the other George Rose ones, like there's one right there, that was one of the other exclusive ones. As well as, you can kind of identify them because they all have that same art style, of course. But yeah, and then there's like that one, this one, I might have been skipping over some of them, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about, those ones. But another one, of course, is Boogie. This is when you had to actually go to Walmart and get a code card from one of them. So this is probably the most exclusive spray there is in the game. So yeah, another one of my more exclusive things. But yeah, I did get that. I still actually have my code card from there too, and it was all the way back from Season 6, so that was a long time ago. And then of course, like these, like the World Cup 2019, I remember we were at my grandma's house, so we had to go, that was back when my mom was the only one with a smartphone and data and stuff. So we had to, me and my little brother went on there so we could unlock the World Cup 2019 stuff. But yeah, we did. I didn't unlock, like, for some reason it didn't give me, or no, this is like the next year, the Game Jam stuff. It didn't give me the Game Jam spray, I don't know why, but yeah, everything else I got. So yeah, so that's it for like emotes and sprays and stuff. I guess toys here, these are all my toys. I don't think there's anything too special about those. But yeah, that's it for those. So now on to wraps here. Again, nothing too much to go over here, except for maybe some exclusive kind of ones. But yeah, these are all my wraps here. I guess I can say, like, one of my favorite wraps, of course, I love carbon fiber, so this was my favorite wrap for a while. But then it was Enigma. This was my favorite wrap for a long time, but now ever since then my favorite wrap's actually probably been Homescape. But yeah, I guess those are kind of my 3 favorite wraps there. I was really hyped for this one. Chapter 2, Season 2, I believe it was, had a lot of good shop wraps. I'm not gonna like go over all of them, but this was one of them. But yeah, I remember I was buying a lot of wraps that season because they were all really good. This one was pretty exclusive. It was from a Twitch event, something, I can't remember. But yeah, pretty cool wrap. pretty exclusive. This one as well, this was from like YouTube drops, whatever. So yeah, this is probably, this and that are probably, I think, my most exclusive wraps. But yeah, they're just red line there. But yeah. This is another one of my favorite wraps for a while, Blue Metallic. From the Air Royale game mode, these are probably some of my least favorite wraps. Like these ones, I just think they're so ugly. This one's kind of nice, but yeah. But yeah, they've made a lot of wraps since they introduced them in Season 7, but that's pretty much all of mine there. So yeah, a lot of wraps. Some banner icons, I mean, I guess we can kind of show them, but they just messed them up so bad. Like, I don't know if they fixed it either, because they were all sorted nicely, but ever since a long time ago, as you can see, I haven't looked through these in ever. But yeah, they messed them up. They're not sorted. It used to be sorted by like Battle Royale ones, Save the World ones, and whatnot. But now, as you can see, they're all just jumbled into one, because apparently my founder ones are just all of mine. So yeah, I believe these are just all of my banner icons right here. But they used to be grouped into them, because these are like the default ones. But then these ones, like from like right here to right here are all my Save the World ones. So those should be like my founder ones, but then the rest of them are all my ones from like Battle Royale. So yeah, so I'm not going to show those, of course. They're just banner icons. You can pause if you really want to look at them. But for Battle Royale, my main one right here is tier 100. Or, I mean, level 100, because, again, like I talked about earlier, is a lot of grinding to get. But also, like, the season ones, when they used to give them out for, like, completing, like, all the challenges in a season, you would get these banner icons where it would, like, have the number of the season that it was in just a little design. I can't even find any of the other ones. But, yeah. You just got those. But then for Save the World, my main one is actually this one right here. This is, in my opinion, one of the hardest, if not the hardest one to get in Fortnite, because you had to get it from Hit the Road, which in itself is already a hard game mode, or event or whatever on Save the World, but you also had to get it, but as you also know, Save the World is still very glitchy, but you had to get it in the hardest level of Hit the Road with all the glitches. So I mean, and the van could not get touched. So if it got touched, you were over. And like the whole game mode itself, like one full thing, lasted, I think it was like 45 minutes or so, and you had to go with a moving van that you could not actively protect except for shooting. So if like a little jumper zombie or whatever they're called, I can't remember, if one of those little guys just like jumped at you and missed and actually hit the bus, well then you were done. Or if there was also this glitch where zombies would spawn in the bus and then they would die and hit the bus, so then you were done. And then also there was a glitch where during the last, because the bus would stop or the van would stop every once in a while and you'd have to protect it through like various different challenges, but the last one you just had to protect it for like 3 minutes straight. But there's this little glitch where there would be a mini boss, but it would be the mini boss wherever you hit it, it would send out a damage pulse, and that counted for the van too. So if you damaged the mini boss at all when it was near the van, you would be done. So there was just so many things. It was probably the most nerve-wracking, just stressful thing I've ever done in my Fortnite life. But yeah, it was terrible, but I'm just happy that I got it. It's a pretty basic umbrella or banner icon too, but that's one of the banner icons I really want to talk about. The other one was this one from the Hit the Road. This was from doing Spotless Finish, but in any level, so you could do Hit the Road in any level. It was still hard to get. It still took me a while, but they at least they weren't zombies that I mean could one-shot you practically. And yeah, it was still hard to get, but not near as hard to get as this one. And the other one, my second main one, is the Twine Peaks Endurance one right here, because these, if you don't know, you have to protect your storm shield through countless waves, or 30 waves, of countless zombies, literally thousands. And yeah, you just had to have the right amount of durability to traps. You had to make sure the tunnels were cleared out of propane tanks so they didn't explode and just completely screw you over. And yeah, you had to have like a full organized setup with like a full team of 4, and you had to have people like set up to increase trap durability, and people to clear propane tanks, and people to stand in various certain areas and whatnot. And yeah, it was a whole thing. And also, if you guys didn't know, it was it went on for about 2.5 hours. So you would be sitting there just waiting for zombies to go through your traps for 2.5 hours. It was pretty insane. So yeah, so that's that. And then also I did it on all 4 of the bases, which of course was Stonewood, then this is Plankerton, and then Canny Valley and Twine Peaks. It's pretty much the same thing, just with him flexing his muscles set differently. And then also, of course, you had all the ones from like the different challenges in war games and in dungeons and whatnot. Because another one, it was more just time consuming, not super hard to get though, but it's like this one from completing like all the dungeons and whatnot. It just took a while, but yeah, that's it for banner icons. So yeah, so I actually have to go to the dentist now, so I guess we'll continue this video after that, but that's pretty much it for now. So after the dentist, I just got to show off my music packs and my loading screens, but we'll show that off then. So yeah, let's do that. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm here back from the dentist. So yeah, so anyway, moving on with music packs. So yeah, so these here are all of my music packs. So yeah, these I really don't think there's like any exclusive ones or anything. Music packs kind of just came out from battle passes or completing challenges or for free or whatever. So yeah, you can just see them there. I guess probably most exclusive one I kind of have is like this one, because yeah, I did get it from like a Fortnite challenge. It wasn't that hard though, so yeah. I guess this one too. This was from as long as you had the stand and fight storyline done, which was basically if you played Save the World and you completed all the storyline from Stonewood through Canny Valley. But by the time this came out, I was already well done with the game, including Twine Peaks. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So that's my music packs there. So yeah, so then loading screens, I just have this one favorited because this is my newest one. That the only 2 favorited things on here is just because I got them after the end of season results video, so I haven't showed them on the channel here yet, which was of course the umbrella, and then also it gave me this also when I got on, which is the Fortnite. It's for Fortnite crew, but it's like, I believe, yeah, this is this month's, and then I believe the next 2 months are going to be these 2 characters, but I don't really care. So yeah, but that's a new loading screen that just gave me. But yeah, I always just keep on random because I don't really care. Some of the loading screens are cooler than others, but I just have them random. It might as well, because as you can see, lots and lots of loading screens. So yeah, just going through those real quick. And if you guys remember, they used to, every week of challenges, once you completed the full week, you would get a loading screen. And they did that from like season 4 through season 8 or 9 or so. Might have been season X. I can't remember, but I did get every single one of those, because eventually they did stop doing like the weekly challenges where you would get a banner icon or a loading screen for completing the full week. But yeah, I did get every single one of those because I used to complete every single challenge every single season. So yeah. But yeah, and I kind of miss those because like each week it would kind of give you more of the storyline, and it just felt like the storyline was a lot more cohesive and understandable. But now it's like the only time you get any real storyline is like at the end of, during the events, and other than that, it's like kind of hard to follow along with the storyline now. Yeah. So yeah, so these are all of my loading screens. Quite a few there. And again, I don't know if there's any necessarily like exclusive ones or anything in here. But yeah, so that is all the loading screens there. So yeah, I believe that's pretty much it for Battle Royale. I showed literally how my full locker looks, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I showed my wins and level and everything, but that's pretty much it. So how my locker is, how I just showed it, my full locker tour there, that's pretty much how it's going to look, because I'm not going to intentionally get anything anymore, I don't think. And by intentionally, I mean, like, sometimes they do give out free stuff, and I'm not going to, like, go out of my way to get it necessarily, but, like, sometimes you'll just log on. Like, sometimes I know I'll just log on and all of a sudden get random free stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Eventually I might get more free stuff if it just gets me and I log on at that coincidental same time or whatever. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. But as of right now, that is my locker. That is everything that I managed to get through however many seasons of Fortnite. From Chapter 1, Season 4 to Chapter 2, Season 8. So, yeah. But I also thought that we'd show Save the World, because I haven't really showed Save the World on the channel pretty much since they really killed it off. And I also really haven't been playing it too much since they really killed it off. But we'll kind of show it. Of course, ever since I last showed it on my, like, Save the World Instagram page before I kind of stopped using that page, I haven't really got much done since then. I have 804 days logged in. Although, of course, I haven't been playing most of the days. So, I mean, I've had Save the World for probably like 1,300 days or so at least. But I haven't logged in for a lot of them. But, yeah, so 804 days that I have logged in. But, yeah, I guess there's a large pack. Is that already out? Oh, it is already out. Okay, well, there's the large skin I was talking about. Normally I'd be hyped and I would be getting that real quick. But, yeah, so there's the large pack, I guess. But yeah, I'm not even gonna get it because I'm not even playing anymore. But yeah, as you can see, everything's maxed out. Got the little badges stuff here for being like my founder pack or whatever. But yeah, and then level 310, that's as high as you can get. So yeah.
I've got nothing to hide.
But yeah, so basically, I mean, pretty much the only thing I can show is, like, I guess the challenges that I never got completed is these ones, because I mean, you just gotta grind these out, and, like, some of these I don't, even if I, like, even back when I was playing a ton, I still don't think I could complete these in my lifetime. Like, some of these, like, play with other missions, like, unless if you're just constantly doing that, like, that's a lot, because usually you're doing specific missions for specific rewards, so nobody's just playing random play with others missions, and, yeah, so, I mean, I rarely do that. World Explorer, I'm getting somewhat close to. I might get that eventually, I'm not sure, because I just really don't play anymore. Survivors, eventually, I don't know, probably not, because that's still just a lot of survivors to save. And Talented Builder, I am pretty close to, but this counts for, as you guys know, it takes a lot longer to get mats. You gotta farm and whatnot and save the world for the mats. And this counts for each build, counts for 1, not 10 or anything. So yeah, that means that I still have to literally build like 49,000 more structures. So yeah, so that still will take a while. So those are my challenges. I believe I completed like 3 of them or whatever, which was like the Mist Monster one, the Gnomes one, the Chest one or something, I believe. But yeah, they just give you those banner icons. So those are the only ones I haven't got, but I got the rest of them. So yeah, I still haven't even completed the Lockbot challenges. Those are from the last pack, so yeah, you can just see how much I haven't been playing, because this is from like 3 months ago at this point. And now the new pack's out. But yeah, so my armory, basically what I'm going to go over is just like the main thing that I've been doing ever since I kind of completed the game is just maxing out weapons and getting more and more 130 max perk schematics. But yeah, so my resources also, like, this is what my resources are looking like. Pretty much I have the amount of, like, designs and manuals I have is pretty much like an unusable amount, just because I have so much, like, I could do whatever and never run out. And same with a few of this other stuff, like this Frost Up, Fire Up, and Amp Up. Yeah, also this perk, or this Flux and everything. Yeah, a lot. As you guys know, I also used to have like lots of gold. I used to keep like an average of like 40,000 gold and like 10,000 legendary perk up and epic perk up and whatnot, but haven't been grinding, so it kind of dropped down and just never really recovered. So yeah, but that's that. So yeah, so those are my resources. Still pretty good, but yeah. Backpack, I don't think there's really anything to show. It's just kind of what I have on me. But yeah, these are my things that I just carry on me, of course. And then my storage. This is just my extra materials and extra stuff. So yeah, I've honestly just been, when I did play, I was just throwing out, literally, I was just throwing out Sunbeam and Bright Core and stuff, because it's just, once you've been playing for so long, it's just too easy to get, and it's just, you have more than you need. So like those people that are trading for like 9 stacks of Sunbeam, I don't think trading and scamming is super popular anymore, but I think literally the only time I've ever traded is like when I need some more quartz or whatever, just, you know, reasonable trades, just like, yeah, you need this, okay. Not unreasonable things like, oh, I want Sunbeam, because it's useless to have that much. Like, you need 2 or 3 stacks and you're good, so I still have like more than I need. But yeah, so this is just my extra materials. I doubt I'll ever even touch these, because you don't really need this much. But yeah, just stuff I've gathered over my travels. So yeah, all that there. But yeah, so then the best part, the schematics. So all of my favorited things here are max perked, or 130 max perked weapons here. So I also have my gas traps are 130 max perked, but the rest of my traps are just like epic or rare perks. But yeah, all these ones, and of course this is an epic weapon. This is my only epic weapon that's max perk, but it can't be 130 since it's epic, but 122, just because it's the Founder's Revolt, so yeah. But the rest of them is right here. As you can see, I got quite a bit. I once made a video showing all my 130 max perk weapons, but that's when I only had like 12 or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, as you can see now, if I made a video showing off my 130 max perk weapons, that'd be a long video because I have a lot. But yeah, and some of these I have never even used. Some of these are pretty trash. But I just make them just to have more to my collection. But yeah, definitely my favorite weapons are the vacuum tube bow is absolutely insane. Pretty much shocks whole waves of husks. Absolutely love that. I've always liked the Super Shredder, one of my favorite snipers. Silent Spectre, probably my favorite SMG in the game, honestly. I like the Plasmatron 9000 a lot more than most people will. Pain Train was my first ever 130 max perked weapon, and just the looks and how unique it is and the sounds and everything. Definitely, probably, I mean, it's definitely not like the best AR I have. Like, I think if I want to have one that just absolutely shreds, I'd probably go with the Silent Spectre, the Storm King Scourge or whatever. But Pain Train is overall probably my favorite assault rifle that I have. Just because it is pretty darn good, but also like the nostalgia and everything with it. But yeah. Jack's Revenge is pretty darn good. Jack-o'-Launcher, one of my only meme weapons, because it's so bad, so I just made one that's even worse. And it literally is 130 max perked with 1 critical rating roll and 3 reload speeds. So yeah, it does it practically does absolutely nothing, but it's got super fast reload speed. But yeah, that's just my meme weapon. Of course, that was the thing that people always wanted to trade, was like water jack-o'-launchers, because you can only put I believe you can only put fire on them. Yeah, you can only put fire on them, so when they had a different thing there, it's super sought after. But yeah, you could just tell who was pretty bad at the game and was only playing for weapons when you saw people using jack-o'-launchers, because nobody used them unironically if they actually cared about the game. But yeah. Ginger Blaster, one of my first, I believe my second 130 max perked weapon, but yeah, I've also really loved that. Drops little healing gumdrops and just sounds really cool. Really good pistol. A lot like the last word here. But yeah, Gamatron 9000 is really great. Probably my favorite launcher in the game, or definitely my favorite launcher in the game, the Deatomizer 9000. Double Boiler, great shotgun. Bundle Bus, really like that. It's an assault rifle, but yeah, definitely mini bosses and stuff. This thing like pretty much one-shots just about everything, because yeah, just a big crackle and just annihilates. Blastron Mini, really good. All 5, I did a video on these. Of course, one of the biggest events in Save the World history was the Mythic Storm King. But yeah, all 5 of the Mythic Storm King weapons, 130 max perked. But yeah, favorite sword right here, probably one of my favorite weapons, Storm King's Ravager, and you can build it up and do whole waves that wipe out whole enemies, or whole waves of enemies and whatnot. Really, really good. Homing pistol, locks onto enemies' heads for headshots. Storm King Scourge, probably the best assault rifle in the game, dead accurate. And the Storm King's Fury, my second favorite hammer in the game, just because it's really useful, but if you're like under stuff, the asteroids can't really hit them, so that it spawns. So honestly, my favorite hammer in the game is still the surround pound here, because it can actually like go through walls and whatnot. And yeah, still my favorite hammer in the game. And then my favorite weapon in the game, always has been since it first came out, the Pulsar 9000. Just absolutely annihilates whole waves of enemies, shoots a big old circle, explodes with a scatter shot every critical hit. And yeah, this is the only weapon that I actually got above 130, because I got a weapon supercharger. It's the only supercharger I've ever got since I really kind of quit playing Save the World. But yeah, got the supercharger on that, so it's actually 133. Even though I've literally never, the only time I've actually used a 130 one of these is like in power level 140 plus missions. But other than that, literally a 106 one can absolutely wipe out anything. Like, this weapon's so overpowered and just fun to use, and yeah, always been my favorite weapon in the game. But yeah, and overall, just the retro sci-fi set in particular, like, it's just, in my opinion, it's definitely the best set, because you had the Pulsar 9000, best shotgun in the game in my opinion. The Astrobat 9000 isn't amazing, but it's still not like a horrible club. I think as far as clubs go, it's one of the better ones, since clubs just aren't that great in general. Blastron Mini, one of the best SMGs in the game. The Atomizer 9000, best launcher in the game. Gamatron 9000, one of the best ARs in the game. Definitely, yeah, maybe top 5 at least, maybe. Huskwarper, probably top 3 hammers, I think, along with the Surround Pound and the Storm King's Fury there. But yeah, and then Plasmatron 9000, again, not many people like it, but I actually like it quite a bit, and I think it's pretty darn good. But yeah, it's either that or the hot mix. But a lot of people just choose the hot mix, but I honestly like the Plasmatron 9000 a little better. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, so that is it there. And of course, these are all my Founders weapons that I got, besides the Founders Revolt. And I forgot, I was actually going to, I got a Mercury Lmg, and I was just deciding I might as, people used to really like this weapon, and yeah, and so I got one a few days ago. I can't remember from what, but I decided I actually was going to 130 max perk it, so I guess we can just do that here on the channel. This will be my last ever 130 max perk weapon, I guess. I just completely forgot that I had it in my locker. I got it a few weeks ago, and I was just like, I might as well 130 max perk this thing. So yeah. So I guess we'll just do this on the channel. We haven't evolved the weapon to 130 here on the channel in like a long time. So yeah, so there we go, 130. And let's look at the perks. We'll just do all those. Hopefully we have enough to do everything right now. I think we should. Oof, maybe. Ooh, we're gonna have just enough, okay. So yeah, I have like no epic perk up anymore, but at least we'll be able to 130 max perk this on the channel here. Alright, there we go. So energy, what do we got here? Weapon stability, I don't think we need that. What's the reload speed? 4.0. Oof. I know a lot of people with these LMG type weapons go with magazine size, but honestly, I'd rather have reload speed, so I'm gonna go with reload speed. Fire rate. Oh, here we go. We can get a magazine size and a reload speed. There we are. Crit rating, and then we'll do crit damage. There we go. Alright, so yeah, so there we go. Oh yeah, the reload speed is still 4.0 with that. So there we go. So there is another 130 max perk weapon. So yeah, so Yeah, so now that is it for my 130 max perk weapon. So, yeah. Now we have, wherever it went. I don't even know where it just went. There it is. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. So now, that is it for our 130 max perk weapon schematic library. So now we have a 130 max perk Mercury Lmg. Again, just because ever since I kind of quit playing Save the World, that's kind of just what I've been doing. It's just 130 max perking weapons, just because to grow my collection, I guess. But yeah. So that is pretty much it there. So yeah, I believe that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to really show here. So yeah, so that is pretty much it. I showed everything on both Battle Royale and Save the World. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else I'm planning to do. I'm not planning to get anything else on Fortnite or really anything. So I don't know. Again, I might hop on and play every once in a great while, but as of right now, I've literally been hopping on like once a month, and yeah, just really not feeling it. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So I don't know if this is going to be the last Fortnite video on the channel. If it is, thanks for watching all of the Fortnite videos, and I hope you have enjoyed all of them. There's been more Fortnite videos than any other video game on my channel. But yeah, and yeah, if anything, if there is any more Fortnite videos, it'll probably be on like events if I happen to be able to go to them, but half the time they're while I'm at work now, so I usually have trouble even being able to watch the events now. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.